This episode of Epic Thoughts is brought to you in part by Streamyard. Yo, you've been talking about doing a podcast forever and you don't know where to start. I get that. Yo, Streamyard is here to help you. Streamyard does everything for you. It sends it to all the places that you want the podcast to go. If you have an RTTP, it'll send it to it. You have a YouTube channel, it'll send it to it. You have a Facebook, it'll send it to it. As a matter of fact, you can even go live on your computer and send it directly to where you need it to go. You can also have audio and video downloads so you can send it to your Spotify page. It does everything for you. It has video assets. You can add videos. You can even add media now. You can add text. You can add scrolling text. You can do so many different things. The list goes on and on and on. StreamYard is here to help you take your podcast to the next level. Hey, here at Epic Thoughts and Heritage Park, we use StreamYard for everything on our podcast. And so, listen, I'm telling you, it's easy to use and it's great to use. So be a part of the team. Join StreamYard today. Click the link in the description and get started. All right? God bless. Once upon a time, there was a competition on TV and Flavor Flav was the prize. This is Epic Thoughts. We need to have a moment of silence for my hype button. I had the young adults come over here at Hope Recovery Center and have a game night, and Anthony Calvert destroyed my hope button, my hype button. I don't know why. All you gotta do is just push it. That's all you gotta do is just push it. And he crushed it. I understand. So, welcome to Epic Thoughts. You will be missed, hype button. I know he said he's gonna give me a new one, but it won't be the same as my hype button. And I'm sad about that. He crushed it. It was. I don't even know how he broke it. It's just like he hit it so hard. I'm like, God, you have to slam it through a table. Like, pretty much just how I hit it. Anyways, welcome, guys. I hope you're doing well. Hope this podcast finds you happy and hopeful and doing well with your life. It's Tuesday. It's Epic Thoughts on a Tuesday. We're back to doing it on Tuesday. This is the last week of October, man. November is a couple days away. Time changes. Couple days away. We are here, bro. We are in the last of the year. How did your year go? Was your year great? Could you have done better? I'm pretty sure we all could have. I know I could have. I don't even know. But I can tell you this much. You're better than, give yourself some credit. And I'm talking to myself like always. You gotta give yourself some credit, because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves. We think we should be so far ahead, but sometimes you have to realize I might be right where I need to be. I had a rough time yesterday, though. My Monday was rough. Like, I'm crying at McDonald's rough. Like, that's how rough my day was. And it struggles when you find yourself so far from where you think you should be in life. And the comparison is the killer of joy. I know that now more so than anything. That comparison is the killer of joy. And if you want to kill your joy in life, start comparing yourself to other people. You're really, really going to hate it. You're really not going to be comfortable. And I don't know. I've been having some hard times, some deep thoughts. They've been sticking me for a very long time. Inflation's been killing HP. We're back on school beginning November 1st, though, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about it next week. But we're back on school, and it's, you're not the only one struggling, is what I'm trying to say. You're not the only one out there fussing and fighting, trying to figure things out and trying to make ends meet, man. Like, my homies on average are averaging like 2 to 3 jobs each person. Things that we used to enjoy doing, we don't do no more. We used to go, me and my homies used to go to movies and dinner. We used to love these times out, and now we just can't get it in no more like we used to, and it's sad. inflation is really kicking this country's butt, and I pray for relief for so many people. But there's a scripture that I want to read to you because I think it's important that we get. And it's funny because sometimes when I was younger, no one's ever read this scripture to me. No one's ever read the scripture to me, and no one's ever brought this scripture to my attention. And on top of that, I've always been taught the opposite of it. I've always been taught like, trusting God is like just praying and just believing. Just pray and believe. Just pray and believe. And I do pray and I do believe. I do pray. I do believe. And, I don't know where you are at. Some of us have been in the place where it's like, well, I've been praying for a long time and it's like nothing has actually happened. I just want to encourage you, man. Don't stop praying. Don't stop praying. Question people always ask, like, well, when do I pray? Well, when do I stop praying? Remember that acronym we used to use, push, pray until something happens? Yeah, you got to push through, man. And I'm talking to myself again. You got to pray until something happens. You got to pray until your breakthrough comes. You got to get on your face until breakthrough comes, because what else can you do? After you've done everything you can, all you can do is just continue to do what you're doing and pray. Some of you have been waiting for a breakthrough for so long. Some of you have been doing right your whole life, been praying, God, what's happening? Like, life is such a struggle. Look, pray until something happens. Work. Put your hands to the plow until something happens. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got to keep going until something happens. It doesn't matter. It's going to be frustrating. It's supposed to be. Like, I don't understand myself. I wish the same God that was responding to me when I was 12 and 15 and even 25 was responding to me in my late 40s. I wish that same God would respond, but for whatever reason, he knows that I have faith, and so he doesn't respond as fast. But I continue to do what I have to do because I believe, right? My everyday walk is because I believe. I pray because I believe. And do I get frustrated? Yeah, I was with my homie Josiah today, and we were in a deep conversation. And I may have said some things that out of frustration, the average Christian would have heard and thought, wow, bro is like leaving his faith. And I was like, I think God is so big that he doesn't get offended by our thoughts, right? He doesn't get offended with our unbelief. He doesn't get offended by our emotional immaturity once in a while when we have interjections because we just don't know what's happening and we say things out of emotion instead of believing. I don't think God's going to sit there and be like, I judge you now. I don't think that's in his wheelhouse. I don't think he does that. Even though it's really tough, But I want to read the scripture. This is Luke chapter 18, verse 1 through 8. It says, now he was telling them a parable to show them that all times that they ought to pray and not to lose heart. This is Jesus saying, in a certain city, there was a judge who did not fear God and did not respect man. There was a widow in that city, and she kept coming to him saying, give me legal protection from my opponent. For a while he was unwilling, but afterward he said to himself, even though I do not fear God nor respect man, yet because this widow bothers me, I will give her legal protection. Otherwise, by continually coming, she will wear me out. And the Lord said, hear what the unrighteous judge said. Now will not God bring about the justice for his elect, who cry to him day and night, and will he delay long over them? I tell you that he will bring about justice for them quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? In the parable, the unrighteous judge, which you don't hear a lot of people talk about the parable of the unrighteous judge, the widow just wore him out. The widow just came to him every day and like, I need you to help. I need you to help. And sometimes, I remember being taught when I was younger that you don't nag God. You don't keep coming. That's a sign of doubt. But I remember the story of David, not David, I'm sorry, the story of the blind man. And when Jesus first touched him and put the mud on his eyes, he asked the blind man, "Can you see?" And he says, "I see, but everything is really blurry. The people look like trees." And Jesus had to touch him again. If what you're praying for is not coming, pray again. It's simple. Pray again. Do what you got to do again. Start again. I'm in the place right now where I'm facing failure directly in front of my face. Failure is in my face. No matter what, I can't seem to shake it. Failure is right there. And I don't take failure well. I take it very personally. Now, in the matter of this particular failure that I'm facing right now, it's not a moral failure, it's a business failure. And those, no matter how many times people have said to me, this one's not on you. A L is an L, right? That's how I see it. An L is an L. And people keep saying to me, "Bro, it's not L, bro. You're fine. It happens to the best of us." I have a problem with L's, you know. Even though I believe that there's learning experience from them, but I am always the kind of person that thinks, what could I have done differently to avoid this L? And sometimes the answer is nothing. Sometimes you have to take your L. Sometimes you just got to take your L. Sometimes you just got to I'm sorry, text message. There's a lot going on right now. Sometimes you just got to take your L and keep trucking with life, right? L's doesn't mean that you're a bad person. L's don't mean that you suck. L's means for that particular moment, for that particular project, or whatever you're dealing with, you took an L. It doesn't mean that no one hates you. It doesn't mean any of that. You just took an L. And I've learned that. I knew that. But even me, who's been doing ministry for 30 years, been doing business for 25, 30 years as well, I still need to reteach myself, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just sorry. Text messages are crazy. It's okay. It's okay to relearn stuff. It's okay to restructure life. It's okay to figure things out a new way. It's okay to find other options. It's okay. Like, sometimes and I think social media has this awful sign of you're seeing everybody's highlight reel. And when you play the comparison game, you automatically put yourself in the back seat. I'm not as good as this. I'm not as strong in this area. I'm never going to be like that person. And there's times where I compare myself to people who are making millions and millions of dollars, and on social media, just having the greatest life of their time of their life, right? Traveling the world, starting businesses, being super successful, starting a school, starting all these things. And I feel like I'm always at the start because my business is so hard to do because it takes finances up front. It just takes a lot of work. And so I find myself always chasing that feeling that I don't even know what the feeling is. I'm chasing what other people are. I'm chasing just feeling like I'm worth something. And we need to understand we're worth something to God. We're worth something to our family. Man, F what's going on social media. F what's going on in Instagram world. F what's going on TikTok. F your friend who's got 300,000 followers. Forget all that stuff, bro. Like, I don't know how many people come in the TikTok game or the Instagram game or the podcast game. And I've been doing podcasts since 2016. And not one of my podcasts has gotten hit viral. Now, I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but not a lot of people watch each individual show. It's crazy. I don't know when they watch my show. So I haven't been monetized at all. My money comes from other avenues like the commercials and stuff like that. Commercials and ads for Taja and StreamYard. Oh, speaking of which, let me play this commercial so I can make some money. Yo, I used to spend hours editing reels. One episode of Epic Thoughts, which was running about an hour, would take me almost a day and a half to come up with reels, to find the reels, to cut them, to put word on them, to put subtitles on it, to put B-roll. It would take forever, and it was exhausting. Man, I already recorded an hour worth of podcasting too, and it would take forever. Then I came across Taja.ai. Yo, it's an AI software that basically takes your long form and turns it to your reels and all the other content you need for your social media pages. It's that simple. You upload it, you click the button, go get a cup of coffee. When you come back, it can have anywhere between 5 to 40 different reels and content ideas just off of your one long form video. It's great. And they're one of our sponsors for Epic Thoughts. Listen, I love Taja.ai. It's so easy to use. And it also gives you a score telling you which post would be more engaging on which page. It does all the thinking for you. It's great. So try it. There's a link in the description below. Try Taja.ai. You are not going to be disappointed. It even does, it takes your long form, makes them in the short form. It creates reels. It even does your blog. It makes a blog out for you. Even posts for your X pages and your LinkedIn page. It's so great. All right. Yo, give Taja.ai a chance. If you're making podcasts, and you're trying to shave some time off from the ridiculous hours of editing, try Taja.ai. The link is in the description. Have a great day. Back to the podcast. Yeah, so that's how I make my money. I make my money doing that. Monetization, I don't have the numbers for that yet. I don't have the viewership. Social media, it's crazy, and it gets really frustrating because when you start comparing people, you start asking these hard questions that you can't answer and that you shouldn't even ask yourself. Like you ask questions like, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Why am I failing? What happens if we reframe those questions and we say, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm different. I need to ask what makes them different. If we can start to reframe those things. And personally, I would rather make money off social media without my face being in it. I thought I'd like being in the front. I don't like being in the front. I'd rather be in the back. I'd rather produce the podcast. I'd rather, produce other people's music. But it's just, unfortunately, that's not in the cards in this season. I think I'm in my last season of being in front, but it's fine. But at the same time, we got to stop making the comparison game because the comparison game is killing us. And I'm learning, and I was at church this Sunday, and I was at church this Sunday, and I started thinking to myself, do these people have joy? Are the people that are coming, are they having joy right now? If you ask them individually, some are really good at Christianese, and some people are really good at telling you, I'm fine, I'm good. But then you start asking yourself the question, like, are you really good though? Like there's a guy, one of the people at the church always goes, how are you? And if you say, I'm good, he goes, truth. And it's almost in a way where it's almost like you tell on yourself, where you're like, no, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know how many times I've taken that mask of I'm fine. And I don't wear it well. I know I don't. But I put that mask on and I give people that mean look that makes sure people stay away. And I tell people, I'm fine. I'm fine. But the truth is, I'm not really fine. I'm not. I lost my joy. And I know that you've lost your joy, especially if you spend any time on social media scrolling for hours when you should be doing something. The life of a creator is extremely hard. Some of you are not creators. Some of you are just, lay people who have a regular 9-to-5 job. But some of you who are called and built to create, you have struggles, man. It's hard to be a creator, especially when you feel like you're irrelevant. Like myself, I feel irrelevant. So when I feel irrelevant, I start forcing things. I start comparing. I start seeing myself in a very negative light. And it's very bad. It's very bad. It's horrible, as a matter of fact. I wish there was a way we can snap our fingers and fix it. But you can't fix this kind of mentality without doing work. You can't fix this idea without going through some kind of process. You have to come up with a game plan. You gotta stick to the game plan, and you gotta work it every day. You gotta do what you gotta do every day. As I know it's gonna be hard and it's tough, but you gotta do it every day. I have an exercise that I've been trying to do. Carl's been very helpful in that area. The exercise is just writing 3 pages a day, and it doesn't have to be comprehensive. It doesn't have to be like one thought. It doesn't have to be a story. Just clearing your head of what's going on in your mind, taking every thought that you have and putting it on that paper. And it'd be amazing to see the kind of stuff that comes out from just being open and aware and just writing that stuff out. And I did 1 page. I did 1 page, and I would never read some of the stuff that I wrote on that 1 page because it was like, wow. But it's like truth serum. It's like therapeutic. It's therapeutic. You know, I'm deeply going into what's making me tick right now. What makes me who I am? Why am I feeling the way that I feel? What's going on in my world? Why am I angry? Why am I sad? Why am I not doing the thing I'm built to do? Why I keep playing small? Why do I keep playing small? Why am I such a people pleaser to the point where I put myself on the shelf and not no one else? See, I share this because I know some of you deal with this as well. Some of you are people pleasers as well. You'll play small just to make other people feel comfortable. You don't want to get too big because then you'll make people feel weird. You don't want people to say stuff about you. You know, not only are you a people pleaser, you're a people pleaser and you hate it when they're critiquing you. So you don't want to play big. That's unheard of. I don't want people to know that I'm trying to do better. I don't want people to judge me for trying to get better. I don't, I'm gonna keep my stuff. I'm gonna move silent like the G in baloney. I'm gonna be silent, and I'm not gonna let people know that this is what my passion is. I'm not gonna let people know that I'm trying to move forward in life and be better in this stage of my life. I'm not gonna give that out. I'm not giving people the satisfaction to judge me. At what point do we break free from that? How much longer are you going to live silent? How much longer are you going to be disrespecting yourself? How much longer are you going to disrespect God and the gift that he gave you? How much longer will you be unfaithful to yourself? Because every time you're a people pleaser, every time you care about what people say, you're being unfaithful to yourself. It's like you really put a lot of weight on what people say about you, but you put barely any weight on what you feel about you. And I feel like at the end of the day, that means more than anything that anyone else can share with you. Like, if you don't like you, you ain't gonna win. If you don't believe in you, nobody wins. My old disciple used to say, when someone believes in you, you win. But when you believe in you, everybody wins. I was about to cuss on this podcast because that's so real right now. Everybody wins. When someone believes in you, you win. But when you believe in you, everybody wins. That's hitting something to my heart right now as I'm saying it. Shout out Lloyd Ziegler. He was one that shared that with us. The fact that you're up this morning or tonight or whenever you're watching this podcast or listening to it, the fact that you're listening to it in that still small voice, it may be small, it may be minute, it may be nothing. But the fact that you still have an inkling of hope, the fact that you have just a little bit of hope that wakes you up in the morning and you go, I hope this works out. The fact that's even there, okay, I think we should listen to that voice. I think we should listen to that voice. Even if that means starting over again. And I know, bro, for some of you, starting over sucks. But staying the same sucks even more. Staying the same sucks even worse. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm done with my podcast today. It's only a short one because I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything else to share with you. It's that simple. Heritage Park PROD, that's the website. I'm going to challenge you. Today is October 28th. Yeah, today's the 28th. School, Heritage Park School will be up on November 1st. If you still feel that hope, I don't care if it's in real estate. I don't care if it's being an author. I don't care. I don't care. You got that pump, that hope still beats on your taps on your heart. I challenge you to join us on School. Let's build a community of people who are willing to bet to go all in on ourselves for the first time ever. First time ever, we're going to go in on ourselves. I want to be like the widow in Luke 18. The scripture says that she came to the crooked judge daily. And then the crooked judge said, yet because this widow bothers me, I will give her legal protection. Otherwise, by continually coming, she will wear me out. And the Lord said, hear that the unrighteous judge says, now will not God bring about justice for his elect? Will not Jesus call and bring justice for you? Answer your prayers? If you go to him every day and you nag, it's crazy. We were told not to nag God. Don't repeat your words and all this other stuff. But have you ever been like, you've been praying and you're like, God, I need you to answer. I need you to come through on this. I need you to solve this. I need you to fix this. This is pressing. I need this to happen. Don't do it once and then walk away. Stay in. Pray until it happens. Pray until it happens. Pray without ceasing. That's praying without ceasing. Come to God every day. If you're struggling with finding joy, ask the Lord for joy. But you ask every day. You bug him every day. Just like Jesus said, this person's going to nag me if I don't do something about it. They're going to nag me. If I don't do nothing about it, this person will nag me. You just gotta keep going, man. Right? Listen, school will be up this weekend. HeritageParkPROD.com. Where's the website at? There it is. HeritageParkPROD.com is the website. Yeah. We're out of here, man. We gotta get going. We started late and we're gonna end early. I'm running out of things to say. God bless you guys. Have a great week. Keep pushing, man. Don't give up on yourself. When somebody believes in you, you win. But when you believe in you, everybody wins. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. God bless. Peace.